Hey everyone, I'm here with something a little bit different for Tarot Tuesday. I thought I would do a series, maybe not every Tuesday, but on and off, where I go through the cards in the tarot. So if you're somebody who is new to tarot, maybe it can help you with understanding it a little bit better. Or if you're seasoned, then you can weigh in with your opinions as well. So I thought I would go through card by card, just kind of talk about it and compare the cards in different decks. I'm not going to use the same decks all the time, but I thought I would just kind of compare and talk about them and talk about my thoughts. So I thought I would start traditionally with Zero the Fool. So we have the Fool here. This is the Rider-Waite Fool. This is from the Radiant Rider-Waite, which is my Rider-Waite deck that I have. I love all the bright colors in it, so that's why I picked this particular one. This is the tin size one. It's got the stars on the back. So this is kind of what you'll see in most standard sort of tarot textbooks as far as learning these kind of things. Most of them refer to the Rider-Waite system as opposed to the Thoth or Toth, I don't know how to pronounce it, system, or the Marseille system, which is older. So pretty standard here. You've got the Fool, which represents new beginnings, the start of the journey, someone who is innocent. It is the number 0, so there's pure potential there. There is no numbers there. Some decks have this as card 22, which sort of symbolizes that once you've gone through the journey of all the major arcana cards, that you are beginning a new beginning again. But in most decks it is 0, and in the Rider-Waite it's 0. So you have the person setting off on their journey, and they've got here their baggage there. They don't have much, but they have a few things. So none of us starts off, you know, on a journey. We usually have something from our past that we're taking things with us. We have the flower here representing, you know, innocence. Is the white lily. We've got red here on the cloak and yellow. There's a lot of yellows in this card. Actually, this deck is quite yellow, but a lot of yellows in the card. Yellow representing the sun, and it's representing our inner will. We've got the dog here too for loyalty. It also, I think, symbolizes instincts as well, pure instincts. And you've got him, he's just on the edge of a cliff, and he's not looking down. He's looking upwards. So it's kind of that new beginning when you just have to take a leap of faith, a leap into the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen next, but he's optimistic. He's not looking down at the pitfalls that could happen or the obstacles, the mountains in the distance. He's looking upward. He's looking towards what could happen. So it's all about being positive and taking that risk. It's also associated with the planet Uranus, or Uranus, however you want to planet, or however you want to pronounce it. Uranus is associated with it's associated with, on the Kabbalic tree, with the Kether, which is the source. It's the lightning strike. It's the sudden, unexpected thing that happens. So it's all about the aha moment, the lightning of inspiration, the sudden change of new beginnings. So that's why it's associated with Uranus, because the Fool is obviously all about new beginnings here. So this is the standard one. I'll use the Rider-Waite as sort of the reference, just because that is sort of the most popular system within tarot, at least right now. So that's it there. There's a lot of symbology going on. There's even symbols on, you know, on his cloak here going on. He's got stars, it looks like, and fruit. So a lot of potential here, a lot of fertility going on in this particular picture. So it shows that he's got a lot of potential. So that's the Fool. That's the basic sort of Rider-Waite card anyway. And so I thought I would compare it to a couple of Rider-Waite clones. The first one is the Spellcaster's Terra, which is what I'm working with this particular month. And here you've got both the sun and the moon in the card, whereas in the Rider-Waite system you just have the sun. Again, he's looking upward, he's not looking down. Even more so, he's got his foot over the edge, like he's going for it, he's jumping for it. And so you sort of have the conscious and the subconscious. He's not looking into the subconscious, he's looking upwards. He's got his bag with his possessions with him. He doesn't have the symbols on his cloak, and he doesn't have the dog with him. But he is, you can definitely get the sense of him, you know, dancing over the edge and ready to take that jump and looking upwards and not looking down in this particular card. The next one I have is the Halloween Tarot. Now this one's a little bit different. There is a little bit of, you can see kind of the edge here, but it doesn't emphasize as much the cliff in this particular card. You've got the mountains in the distance, and his bag is on the ground, so he's not carrying it, he's put it down. And you've got him juggling 7 different balls. So he's got 6 up here, and then you'll see there's one down there beside the bag, and that is the one with the planet Uranus on it, which is the energy he's carrying forth. He does have the cat with him instead of the dog. This particular deck has the cat, I think, in just about every card. So the cat represents, you know, the innocence, intuition. He's a clown, literally being a fool, and he's juggling. So it shows he's juggling all these different things. You could compare this to the 7 chakras, to the 7 major planets. So he is definitely juggling things in the air. He's looking upwards. He's got the moon here instead of the sun because it is the Halloween Tarot. But again, he's not looking down. He's looking upwards, and he has the ability to juggle all these different potentials within him. So that's the Halloween one. Next, let's look at a couple that are not so Rider-Waite-Smith based. We have here one of my favorite decks, the Shadowscapes decks. We do have here the Fool is female, and the Fool is standing again. It's kind of on a pillar, and she's balancing on the edge. So again, we have that sense of being on the edge of the cliff. And instead of a dog, she has here the fox, and the foxes are common, or a motif in this particular deck. So representing again intuition and innocence, and she's got birds with her as she balances over the edge. The birds are helping her, it appears, to keep in flight, to keep balance. So it's about our thoughts and the keeping us in balance and keeping us positive and optimistic. And she looks like she's about to fly off the edge here. So some very similar kind of imagery in here. There's no baggage here though. There's no mountains. You just get the pure kind of potential of the Fool in this particular one. And then we have the Green Man from the Green Witch Tarot. Now this one does not have the symbolism that the other ones have. It has here the Green Man, his face there. And then it has some people, there's somebody here who's appearing to do a bit of a Morris dance. He's got the dog with him. There's someone playing a fiddle, another person playing a pipe. So he's kind of dancing to this music. There is sort of, you know, with the Fool, you can kind of see how maybe it might be interpreted as he's sort of dancing on the edge here. But here we have green fields, we have a house in the background, so it's a little bit different than the others. And I'm thinking that the Green Man is probably, it's about the potential and fertility, because he represents fertility, new life, new plant life. So, you know, you can see some of the connections potentially in there as well. And then we have from the Revelations Tarot, we have the Fool. Here he's just dressed like a jester, which many decks have. He's dancing on what appears to be the edge of something, and he's got the, you know, the mountains in the background. There's the sun. He's got his baggage with him. There's a butterfly for transformation. And then you've got this baby here, which is all about new life and new beginnings. So in the right side up position, you can definitely see how this sort of relates to the Rider-Waite one. I really enjoy this deck because it also has reversals. So if we turn it around, we get the Fool reversed. Here, the Fool, he's kind of dropped his stick. He's looking and thinking. He's not looking upwards. You have somebody in the background falling down. There we go. We also have here, instead of the sun, I'm guessing this is supposed to be the moon. It looks like there's a lot of red here, a lot of danger. So the person is not looking at things with quite the same enthusiasm. They're rethinking, is this a risk that I really want to take? Is this something that's going to lead to peril? So it's a really great deck for being able to see both right side up and upside down meanings here. So there, I wasn't going to pick out every single fool from every single deck because, quite frankly, that would take me a long time and take me forever. But I wanted to just kind of go through and give you some comparisons to the Rider-Waite, so you can kind of see how some decks, are very much like the Rider-Waite, and others deviate from that. But they might do other symbols in it that mean somewhat similar things, or they might have a slightly different take on things. So let me know, what are your favorite fools from your deck? What decks do you think have the best fools in them? What do you think of the fool? Do you use the Rider-Waite system? All that kind of stuff. Or do you like this kind of video? Let me know, like and subscribe, and I will talk to you all later.